This is Hot Mike.
Hot Mike.
On the networks of WDAY. Here's Dom Izzo.
Welcome back, everybody. Hour 2 of Hot Mike, ready to rock and roll here on this Wednesday morning. Half hour from now, we'll launch the Bison Media Zone. Mike McFeely will join me here in studio. Plenty to chat about after a full week of Bison camp into week 2. Some names to know, some names that are starting to stand out, some other new names also that we haven't come across. That's all coming up in about a half hour as we look ahead to the upcoming football season. Also, the opening week of NFL preseason games and the variety of Bison guys are going to be playing and looking for jobs or trying to earn jobs. Some trying to earn more reps. That'll be coming up later on in our show this morning. Also, tomorrow, I mentioned it is the opening day of high school football practice in the state, and officially at midnight tonight. Tomorrow, we'll check in on the first varsity football practice ever at Minot North, where the Sentinels will begin their varsity journey this fall. They'll be playing in AA football. Remember, they've had football for the last 2 years, been a junior varsity, 9th grade, then JV last year, now making the step up to varsity. Head coach Jacob Holman will join us tomorrow morning, right off the practice field, I believe. So looking forward to that as we have a new varsity team in North Dakota coming up this year. It has become tradition every year and the start of high school football for our next guest to join us, and they're anticipating another big year out west, and it's the only way to start the high school football season with our beloved head football coach of the Beach Buccaneers, Mr. Mike Zier joins us. He can hear me. We can't see him. You got to get your IT people on this.
Yeah, well, I guess maybe I needed an update or something, so I shouldn't come in like 5 minutes before the interview and just assume it's going to work.
Hey, we can hear you. That's all that matters. So
okay, well, you remember radios are very important. Podcasts are important. Just put up a still photo. You're good.
There you go. You knows how to do it. It's great to hear from you. I know today is the day. So what's the excitement level, right, to get ready for tonight?
You know, I'm really excited. I mean, I have kind of a story to tell you. When I was coming up and I agreed to do this, this is the time of year a little bit where coaches are excited, but then also kind of down, because this is when the rumor mill starts with who's not coming out, whatever. And I was driving up to the school to do this interview, and I saw my one of my players out shooting buckets at 8:30 in the morning, and I stopped and I said, "Hey, how's it going?" And he's like, "Hey, coach, you excited for tonight?" And this is a kid who the last 2 seasons ended with injury and could easily just beg it and not come out. And he's like, "Hey, I'm really pumped and ready to go." And I'm like, "Hey, that's what I needed. I needed to hear that. I'm excited for the kids that do come out, and we want to keep the sport of football going at Beach High School, and really pumped for tonight."
Do you know yet? That's a fantastic story. Do you know the amount of guys out, or is that you'll find out when they show up tonight?
Well, so we have meetings, in the spring, and then we also have this thing where you sign up, Arbiter Sport, where you sign up online.
Okay.
But this is our second year, and we're not exactly silky smooth. Well, you can see how their coach does with technology, right? So, like right now, I only have like 6 guys signed up for that. But the thing that doesn't get me too worried about that is usually the kids come in, they just hand me their physicals, and we're good to go. So I think that, based on some of our numbers and stuff, we're going to be a little light this year. I'm hoping for 15 kids out, and could be as bad as 12. But our motto around here is we'll play with 9.
Yeah.
And
I know you will.
we want to keep going and keep playing. And populations are just decreasing around rural North Dakota, and we'll just deal with it.
The tradition of doing this at midnight, for those that don't know or haven't seen our show, and we've been doing this now for the last 3 or 4 years, which makes me feel old. But for people that don't know, Mike, give us the origin of starting practice at midnight.
Well, I Coach Kleinian from New Salem and I always argue about who started or whatever. I don't know who started. I just saw it, and it's it's off the basketball, the college
Yeah.
basketball. They'd have the midnight thing, and I thought, well, that'd be kind of cool. Get the kids up and get them under the lights right away, because really that's the best part about football is being under the lights and being able to play. And so we just thought it'd be a good way to do it, and then bring them in, feed them breakfast, get them fired up, and then they sleep in. The other thing it does is for the kids that stay up late in the summer and whatnot. There's a majority of them. It helps restart their system, because we got school coming up and
Yep.
we got to start getting up early again.
And it's been popular. How many others do you know do this in the state? I know others have
Well,
tried to copy you, right?
Well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, Coach Kleinen's done it, and I know Coach Dooley's done it in Beulah, but he
Yep.
typically waited until they got the pads on, and I mean, I'm sure there's others. You know, it's one of those things where I kind of have to, because I have kids that come so far away
Yeah.
too. I mean, they have to make arrangements, or if they say, "Hey, Coach, I can't make that one," because I don't want to be driving back on those country roads at 2 in
Yep.
the morning or
Yep.
whatever. I get it, but most kids show up and then they just crash at someone's house or make it home somehow.
To get this started like this, I mean, when you're out there, do you get the butterflies, nerves, like that later tonight? What's the emotions for yourself going to be like?
Actually, the older I get, the more nervous I've been nervous the last 2 weeks. I don't know. I don't know why that is. I get nervous about things that I never used to get nervous about, and that is fielding a competitive team.
Mm-hmm.
If you start with 12, 15 kids, you get 2, 3 injuries or whatever, then things get a little dicey. But and then you get nervous about you know how the season's going to go, because with the way the activity schedule association has changed football, which has been a huge topic for you the
Correct.
last 2 years,
Yep.
right, Dom?
Yep.
Um, you know, I mean, our schedules change every year, and that's okay. It's a little wonky, I guess, but hopefully we can get on the 2 year schedule, and because the issue, Dom, was yeah, okay, so we'd redraw every year if we got new teams, and that's fine. But why does Hettinger County have to come to Beach 3 years in a row,
Right.
or whatever? Because every time you redraw, you try to balance it out, 4 home, 4 away. So we got to go on a 2 year deal, which I think we're going to. And but no, I get butterflies. I mean, I woke up at 4:30 this morning, so I was I'm like, ah, dang, that was my last time to sleep in. But it's just the way it goes.
You sent me a photo a couple years ago. We're going to bring it up here. Someone driving, I'm assuming this is on 94, when you guys were out practicing at midnight. I think this is 2 years ago. You sent me this. I know it's a little blurry, but this is fantastic. You guys out there, and someone caught this on the highway of driving past you.
Yeah, that was actually one of our board members, so that was pretty cool. She was like, "Why are the lights on?" Oh, and then I remember Mike's having practice, and so because every time you flip those dang lights on, it's 400 or 500 bucks, so
So you
we don't just go around and flip our lights on,
so you're going to get in
and
trouble?
what's that?
So you thought you might get in trouble here? Like, what's going on?
Well, no, I knew I was good. I just got to set them straight and let them know I had permission to be out there.
Oh, man.
And so, yeah, and then tonight we're pretty excited because we got the whole field because we opened the season against Napoleon at
Yeah.
home. So the field's ready to go. We got it painted. We got our goalposts up. The
Fantastic.
reason we take our goalposts down is the wind out here is so bad that we have this ginormous bolt in the middle of the goalpost, and twice it's been sheared off.
Holy
We
cow.
brought in the I brought Dom. We brought in the best oil field welders, and they've tried to weld this bolt and get this thing. They're like, you're dealing with physics here. It ain't gonna work. So we take our goalposts down and then put them back up.
Wow.
And it's just the wind. Wind's a powerful animal.
That is a great North Dakota story. That is a great North Dakota football. There's no one else going to be dealing with that. Like, you're bringing in oil welders to help you with the goalpost. That's fantastic. You mentioned you opened with Napoleon. You and I talked about this last year, and I mentioned off the top of the show, it's about 5 days later than last year. This feels like a good starting date. Last year, what was it, like August 2nd? we were starting high school football. This feels a little bit better, right?
So it's been kind of humorous around here because we're starting school next week, which is kind of a
Holy
week earlier
cow.
than everybody. I know than everybody else. So everyone up here is like kind of a lot of people are a little bent out of shape about it, and I'm like, I'm sitting here going, wait a minute, I got an extra week. Last year it was August 3rd.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
right.
we start practice. Yeah, we start practice in July. I may have to quit. I mean, so yeah, it's nice. I like it when the schedule got flipped back. It hurt some of my winter scheduling from the AD standpoint,
Yeah.
but we got it all hammered out. It's fine. And so I think it's better. Dom, you and I have been, I think, in agreement on a lot of things, and one of them is that I know we like tradition here. I know we like when things are, but I still don't understand why we have to start so dang early.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
just don't get that. I mean, how many teams play in the cold? How many? It
Yeah.
I
Yep.
mean,
I know.
so and then if the playoffs are so bad, how many turf fields do we have now?
Got enough.
I mean,
You got plenty of them
we got
now. Yep.
you could move stuff. I mean, I'll never, I mean, Montana starts later and they got two mountain ranges. You know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
it's like
Well,
I just don't get it.
on the turf part, so you've got Dickinson. I'm close to you. You've got Dickinson and Killdeer. Anything else that I'm forgetting out there?
Well, you got, Watford, I
Watford.
suppose
Yep.
would be, yeah,
Yep.
depending on how,
Yep.
so I mean, yeah, those would be,
It, we
three there.
we got enough turf everywhere. We got it out west. We have in the central part of the state. We certainly have it on this side of the state. It begs to reason to have that happen, but I digress.
Yeah,
On
no,
that.
I know, right? I mean,
I know I'm beating my head against the wall. Give us the lowdown on your schedule. You mentioned you got Napoleon right off the hop. Tell us about the challenges on the schedule this year.
well, I mean, it's kind of interesting because we went back to smaller regions,
Yep.
but I, but one of the things I really like about it is our first three games are against the other region. So we have three non-region games right away. So
Cool.
that's kind of
Yep.
traditional, old school, a little bit. I like that. So we'll play Napoleon, Kidder County, and Central McLean for our first three. And then we also have added like Standing Rock is back into 9-man,
Yeah.
in the North Dakota 9-man,
Yep.
anyways. And so kind of excited. I haven't been to Fort Yates in quite a few years, and we head down there, and then I think Hettinger County is going to be pretty good in our region. Hettinger is going to have some players, and Richardton's improved, so it's going to be kind of an interesting season for us.
You missed out on the rotation with New Salem. You're all right with that, I imagine, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I did miss out on the rotation with New Salem, and then I had to listen to him complain all year because he's not playing. I think maybe he's not playing Grant County or someone or whatever. It's like, I mean, the guy just got a new field.
Yeah.
I mean, he's never happy out there. But yeah, well, I'm sure we'll cross paths again sometime. So, who knows if we change the regions again, we'll have to redraw again. We'll
So
see.
the last time we had you on was right before the state track meet, and I thought of you right away because I didn't watch the 1500 live yesterday, but you are a great track mind, so you got to give us the lowdown on Cole Hawker from the United States winning the 1500. And actually, the U.S. went first and third, what Mondo Duplantis did in the pole vault. I mean, that was, I watched that live, Mike, and the fact that the entire stadium was silent. There's 70,000 people, and he went purposely. His dad is his coach and telling him to go for the record, and then he did it. That's as electric as it gets. That was amazing.
Yeah, no, that was really good. Then you just sprint over and kiss your wife
Yeah.
and hug everyone. And I mean, the Olympics, the Olympics are really a great time. And it's interesting too, Dom, like how the different countries. I was talking to my wife about this. Okay, so Australia is our big opponent on the in the pool.
Yep.
And then other countries are a big opponent, and then but we're in everything, Dom.
Yes.
So when people say America is not there, like it's tough to make the top three. They only allow three of our people in.
Yep.
And then when we're getting like in that 1500, we got like first, third, and fifth. And so we're in everything, and so I think Olympic sports are alive and well in America, and I mean just every event.
For you as a track guy, how much do you love this week when you get the spotlight that's unlike any? I mean, the NCAA track is great, but this is different, right? For the Olympics, it's just this is a different vibe over the next few days.
I would say it's a little bit notch above like swimming.
Yep.
Swimming and gymnastics, they get one thing every 4 years.
Yep.
Track is a little bit more popular, but simply because more people are able to do it, I would imagine. But no, I love it, and I love watching us compete. How about that mixed relay? That I mean,
Pretty
we
cool.
got beat,
Yep.
but that's really cool. The mixed relay, and then the strategy that goes involved in that, and then of course the field events.
Yep.
I mean, they're just bomb city out there, Dom.
You really
It's
are.
just bomb, bomb,
Yep.
bomb. It's like, oh my goodness, and they're just like I watched the girls high jump and the women's high jump, and they're just like screaming and pumping themselves up, and then to get over the bar, and I mean, it's just amazing. I love it.
All right, before we go, we're going to get you on the record here for your beloved Grizz, who are coming in number 3 preseason poll in the FC. The one I vote in, I voted them third. What do you got here? Season record. You got. You don't have an FBS game this year, which is upsetting. But what do you got? I assume you're going to Grand Forks, right, for the game in UND.
Oh, hey, that's going to be a great trip. I got to tell you about that trip real quick. So we play Central McLean on Friday.
Okay.
Then we're getting up, and I got a buddy from Glendive who's going to pick me up, and then we're driving to Mayville to watch Mayville State play Dickinson State in the morning,
Of course.
or like at 1
Yep.
or whatever. And then we're going to drive up to Grand Forks, eat at Red Pepper, and then we're going to go to the Grizzly game. I already got my shirt picked out. I got my hat picked out. I'm definitely going to Grand
All
Forks.
right.
And the thing is, I love Bubba, Coach Schwager, but I'm sorry, Bubba, it just doesn't matter. The Grizz are in town. And but to your question, I honestly can't answer that, Dom. We got where are we at with quarterback?
Yeah.
I think we're okay. We lost our best D lineman. He graduated and
Yes.
stuff, and then all the guys that come and go. I mean, you look at NDSU and all the kids, I guess you call them super seniors or whatever, that come back and everything is just, I know everyone gets bent out of shape. This guy left, or whatever here and there. But collectively, NDSU's done a great job.
Pretty good. Yep.
I
Pretty
mean,
good.
it's insane. I was talking to Coach Larson at Mayville State, and he was recruiting a kid, like 3 days ago. And I think the kid ended up going someplace out east or whatever. And it's like, it's just so much different.
Yeah. Well, you got Eli Gilman back. And you got Junior Bergen back. That's a good place to start, right? You got those two guys.
Well, as you know, they're the 2 best players in the nation. So, yeah, that's pretty good. And the best part about Gilman, what state's he from, Dom?
Oh, here we go. I believe he's from Minnesota, correct?
He is. He is
Yeah.
from Minnesota.
Yep.
So it's kind of interesting that there's a lot of schools between Minnesota and Missoula that missed on.
That is
him.
true. Yep.
That's interesting.
And
Dom.
I believe,
wow,
and
really interesting.
Did they not get his younger brother as well?
Yeah. Really, wow. I mean, that's just once you go to Missoula, you see what it's like. You're never going back.
All right. Well, there you go. They got the game, UC Davis game, and Missoula is going to be on ESPN2, and then of course the finale, November the 23rd in Bozeman this year, which that'll be a humdinger as always for the Brawl of the Wild, no doubt.
Oh yeah.
It's great to catch up. Good luck tonight. I expect a couple pictures after. We'll share them on the show tomorrow. Thanks so much for the time as always. Good luck tonight, okay?
All right. Thanks, Dom. Sorry about the audio or video stuff.
You did great, bud. There he goes. Mike Zier, Beach head football coach, joining us each and every year because they have midnight football practice out in Beach to start the high school football season. That was awesome. We'll take our final break. We'll come back. We'll wrap things up, get you ready for a busy Sports Wednesday. Bison Media Zone on tap as well. Hot Mike wraps after this.